Amazon sellers, you ever wonder what payability could do for you? I can tell you. They will intentionally rob you blind. Yes, you read that correctly. Payability will intentionally rob you blind. As an Amazon seller or any e-commerce seller knows, Q4 is a beast. You have to feed that beast constantly, and the more funds you have to spend during the Q4, the more you will make. Every year, I take a business loan or two during this season. I usually accept the loan that Amazon offers, which is the best option for a reseller. In addition to this loan, I take a PayPal business loan, and I usually roll with a Cabbage loan. This year, because of the COVID-19 pandemic, Cabbage's changed hands, and I just didn't bother with it. Anyways, you can turn that money a couple of times if your payouts are every 2 weeks. But if you have a daily payout button on Amazon, like I do, you can really turn that money several times. Are you wondering how I got involved with Payability? I am an affiliate marketer, and a couple of years back, Payability's marketing manager, Victoria Sullivan, reached out to me to join their affiliate program. As an affiliate, all I ever did was put a link to them on my resource page, which has now been removed. I really was never a great affiliate for them or a good fit, mainly because I already had a daily payout button on my Amazon account, and it just did not sit right with me to promote to new sellers or sellers who didn't have a daily payout button to give a percentage of their hard-earned money to a third party just to get a daily payout. When applying for the advance, I ended up on the phone with the rep. I explained to him that I had a daily payout button and was only interested in the capital advance loan that they had. He helped guide me through the process, and I was eventually approved for a $12,000 advance. These are the details of the loan as I understood them from speaking with the loan representative. I did not get the full $12,000. I was only able to draw $10,080 of that $12,000 loan. The way I understood it is that the faster I paid it back, I would receive a rebate, which was the other $1,920 that made the total $12,000. I would get a rebate from that amount they held back. He called it a rebate, and this is what my understanding of a rebate is. Also, really quick to note that the fees of the loan were being taken daily from that rebate amount. A rebate is a form of buying discount and is an amount paid by way of reduction, return, or refund that is paid retrospectively. It is a type of sales promotion that marketers use primarily as incentives or supplements to product sales. They held back $1,920 of the $12,000 loan, and at the time of the final payment, or which would have been the final payment made, that amount had dwindled down to $1,600-ish. What they don't explain is it really is not a rebate. It's a loan fee that they take out of the amount they lend you. I was led to believe I would get that money, especially if I paid the loan off quickly. They take a percentage of every payout disbursement you take from Amazon. I have included a screenshot below, but blurred out my payout amount for privacy reasons. But you can see the amounts they took in payment towards the loan. These are all the fees they took from my bank based on my payouts. Here's the screenshot. These three payments are not shown on this report from 12/15 to 12/16. But as you can see, I want you to take note, 11/23 to 11/24, 11/24 to 11/27, and 12/1 to 12/2. They did not take anything. We'll revisit that when we finish, a little further down. Now remember, I only received $10,080 of the loan. So I ask you, did I owe them $14,291.60? Why did I not receive interest on the money they stole from me? This is me being sarcastic, just in case you didn't know. But, they could have made some restitution for screwing me. To be honest, I don't know exactly what cash out means in this next image, and I'm not sure what that $14,324.29 applies to. I took that amount and I subtracted it from my $14,291.60, trying to see if it would add up, and the difference is $32.69. It just didn't make any sense. So I don't know. Maybe you can explain to me what the cash out is of $14,324.29 when my loan was $12,000 and I only got $10,080 of it, and overpaid by the amount I overpaid. They took $14,291.60 for me. Or again, what is it in relation to my loan amount of $12,000? Why did I not also get the balance of the $1,920, and it specifically calls this instant advance rebate as of today, which was $1,549.71. So on 12/15, they should have stopped taking my money, because when they took that payment, I had paid $10,804.53. I was already with an overpayment of $724.53 from the $10,080, especially if they were taking the fees from the $1,920 that they held back from the $12,000 loan. When you take $724.53 plus $1,161.29 plus $1,066.93 and then $1,258.85, it equals $4,211.60. I overpaid. Before we go further, there are a couple things that need to be acknowledged. As you will see on the screenshot, for some reason, which I pointed out to you earlier, they did not take money from my payouts on 11/24 when the loan was received, 11/27, and 12/2. My question is, if they could manage to do that, how come they could not manage to stop taking my money when the loan was paid for in full? How could they not have managed to not steal $4,211.60 from me? And maybe using the word still is kind of harsh, but honestly, when somebody's paid you in full and you keep taking your money, what do you call that? Because I used another affiliate link, I was granted a $250 fee credit. I spent $211 on a purchase with their cashback credit card and had a balance of $39 left. Then the $1,920 they held back, which would be that rebate amount I shared with you earlier in the picture. They took a daily fee of $13.71 to $13.72. That's how come it was lowered down to the $1,579 amount. On this next image, you will see these deductions and the fee credit of $250. So as you can see, starting on 11/25, I started paying a daily advance cost instant advance fee of $13.71 or 72 cents. It would just vary. Then on 12/4, I received the $250 fee credit. Here's where I purchased something and got a 1% cash back, because if you use their cashback card, when you buy something, you get cash back. That's what a cashback card is. All right, so here on 12/15, that should have been the last one. So here we go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just say 6 times, here's the calculator down here. 6 times 13.72 equals 82.32. Okay, so we're just going to put that aside. All right, I called them when I realized they were just taking my money for the fun of it. On the 16th of December, I called, and at that time, they had just taken about $3,000-ish extra dollars. The guy I spoke with said he would get it taken care of and call me back. Of course, he did not call me back. On 12/17, I woke up to more money being bleeded or stolen from my bank account. Immediately, I called and I got Megan. We had a quick conversation. She said she would call me back in an hour. A couple of hours later, she called me back. We talked. She admitted it's a known problem with their system for people with daily payouts. So, hey, McFly, if it is known, why has it not been addressed? Megan came up with an overpayment of $4,031.87, and in their way of making it right, she gave it back to me in an instant payment. Oh, and she graciously waived the fee for the instant payment. She made sure to let me know that I wouldn't be charged the fee for the instant payment. I mean, they could afford to, since they didn't refund me all that I was owed. So here in this screenshot, what you see is where I took the disbursement of $10,080, and this is where she returned me $4,031.87. My math is saying I should have been $42,1160 plus the rebate, since I paid the loan off very quickly. I can't even begin to explain her accounting. She took the balance of the $250 fee credit I mentioned above, which was about $39, and applied it to my loan balance. I would have shared a screenshot of her email which shows her accounting, but there is some legal disclaimer language on the email that I need to get clarified, which actually it reads really quick. Notice, this email message and all attachments are intended only for the use of the intended recipient and may contain information that is privileged, confidential, or exempt from disclosure under applicable law. If you are not the intended recipient, you are hereby notified that you may not read, copy, distribute, or otherwise use this message or its attachments. If you have received this message in error, please notify the sender immediately by email and delete all copies of messages immediately. So, the next day, I went to dispute or reply to Megan's email. She was off, and I got a new rep to deal with. If I had taken more money from Payability or a higher loan from Payability, they would have gotten their money. But they took extra money from me that I could have at least have doubled or tripled during this period of Q4. A rebate that is virtually non-existent. Why do they even call it a rebate if it is a loan fee? I mean, call it what it is, right? If it's a duck and it quacks, it's a duck. So obviously this is not a rebate. It is a loan fee. Also, let's be clear. I know what a loan fee is. I have paid fees with my Amazon and PayPal loans, and neither company has ever referred to their loan fees as a rebate. All I got was an apology. We understand your frustration. Blah, 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 blah. Not one of them wanted to address the elephant in the room when I repeatedly told them the same thing I'm about to tell you. Remember? I could have turned and burned that money into double or even triple. Instead, I lost about a week of crucial shopping days that were cut short while they held my money. So no, Payability, I do not accept your lame apology. You cost me money. To me, you are the true definition of a loan shark. Payability has made no effort to make this right. Giving me my money back, oh, the right thing to do? The money you stole from me and apologizing is not going to cut it when you knowingly kept taking my money. Remember, they know it's an issue. Money that was not owed to them, money that was needed to generate more capital during the time of year that only comes once. At the time of year, me, a single mom, working her butt off so that it can determine how the next year is going to play out for me. All they can say is they are sorry, and they have shared my experience with their higher up. Look, I know I'm a small seller, and in the grand scheme of things, I'm insignificant. I mean, I've got lots of things going against me. I'm a single mom, I'm a woman, I'm a minority. But there are hundreds of small sellers like me. And if you are a seller, Payability does not empower e-commerce sellers with friction-free cash flow and working capital solutions as their tagline claims. I will stick to cashback credit cards, PayPal, and Amazon business loans in the future. I hope the experience at my expense that I'm sharing with you keeps you safe from Payability's loan predatory ways.